everyone, so today I am going to do a video about my top 5 bronzers. I don't know if I've done this one before, I can't remember, but I'll list a list of my top 5s down below so you can see a bunch of my favourite things. So I'm going to start with number 5, and I do love all of these. Like, I've got a ton more bronzers that I even like, but these are my top 5 favourites. So number 5 is MAC Mineralize Skin Finish, and since I'm kind of pale, or you know, I'm not a deep skin tone, I can use a deep powder to contour and bronze, I should say. So this colour here is in dark, and I just use this around my face to bronze up my skin. You guys have probably seen me use this before, but the reason I love it as a bronzer is it's a really nice natural skin tone colour, so it just looks really nice and natural and like sun-kissed, and the powder is just like so fine. That's why I love Mineralize Skin Finishes. The powder's so fine and it just buffs into the skin really nicely, so it just looks really flawless. Next, number 4. Well, actually my number 4, 3 and 2 are all kind of like humble jumbled because I love them all equally, but I'm going to say Makeup Store bronzing powder, and this is in the colour Sun Touched, and I've talked about this heaps before, but it's like a very matte formula, so it's really good for bronzing. But the reason I think it's so good is it's really natural looking because it's got the tiniest hint of like what you look like when you're naturally tanned, because your skin goes a little bit pinky when your skin's obviously really hot, and it looks just like that, but it doesn't make you look pink in any way. Like, it's got no pink in it, it's just the way it transforms onto your face is just like amazing. It's one bronzer that I reckon everyone should definitely check out because it just looks so natural. Next is Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, and this one is kind of similar to Makeup Store. If I show you them side by side, sorry if you can hear the squeaking. I need a new chair, my chair is like broken. So Sun Touched is there, so they're very similar, but the milk chocolate is just that, it's a little bit more chocolatey. Like, this kind of looks a little bit more orangey, but it definitely does not come off orange on your skin, I promise. It just looks really natural and like you're starting to tan naturally, as I said. I love the Chocolate Soleil. It is so amazing. It's so fine and it's so easy to blend out, so you don't get any like big patches of bronzer all over your face. Oh my gosh. It smells like Nesquik. It's so good. I love it. I love the packaging. I think it's really cute and it's just great, and the colour is really nice. As I said, it's a little bit less orangey, so if you're not into that kind of like natural colour and you want to be a bit more like on the brown side, this is a bit better. This gives you more of like the bronze goddess kind of glow rather than the Makeup Store, which gives you like a natural glow. Next is a big monster. The only bad thing about this is it's so big and it's so hard to store, but this is called the Live Love Laugh Vitality Face Disc with drops of light technology, and it looks like this, and it does come with a bronzer, a blush and a highlight powder, which I love all of these. This colour here reminds me a bit of Orgasm. This colour reminds me kind of like one of the colours out of the Stila highlight duo, kitten duo, mixed with like Albatross or something. Like, it's kind of like a fusion. But I really just love this for the bronzer even. I'm pretty sure it's matte. It's kind of hard to tell because I think I've got a couple glitters from the other products in there. But for the most part, yeah, I think it is matte. And it's just a really gorgeous colour again, kind of similar to Too Faced. I'll compare. So that's what the two next to each other look like. This one here is actually like a shade darker, so it's just really good for if you want a really intense bronze glow, and I also like to use this for contouring. I think it's a really good contour colour because it doesn't pull orange on me, it just looks really natural as a contour colour. I sometimes find colours that are too ashy on my skin tone personally don't really work, even though like that's what's supposed to be best. For me, sometimes it's not, but I find this looks really good. I guess it just depends on your personal preference as well, but I really love it. Again, it's a really good formula. It's really easy to blend. I just want to compare quickly at the Sun Touched, the Mineralized Skin Finish as well, so you can see those two different colours. The Mineralized Skin Finish has more of like a yellow undertone to it, which is why it looks really natural on my skin tone because I've got yellow undertones, and then this is definitely like the opposite. So it's not orange at all. Please don't think that I'm saying it's an orange bronzer, but it does have that tint, which just makes it look really natural. And my last one, I've already got a backup of, and it's hit pan well and truly. You guys know what it's going to be. NARS Laguna. I used to hear everyone rave about this back in the day when I first started doing YouTube videos, or like even before that. Everyone's like, oh my god, NARS Laguna. It took me like a year and a half to jump on the bandwagon because obviously it's really pricey, but I'm in love with it. It is truly worth the rave. I love it so much. If I compare it to that colour there, they are reasonably, I can't say that word, reasonably. They're reasonably similar, but this one again is just probably a shade warmer than this one. This one's a little bit more neutral, so really good again for contouring. I can use this for bronzing and contouring just by using a bigger brush for bronzing, so it disperses the product you know, a bit more than a stiff brush which I would use to contour, which I'll show you soon. A lot of people say like don't use it for contouring because it's got shimmer in it, and to be honest it does have really tiny shimmers in it, so if you don't like shimmery blushes you won't like this. Actually, saying that though, it's not shimmery. It's really hard to explain because once you put it on your skin it looks really natural. It kind of has that natural skin texture finish. It doesn't look shimmery at all. At least on my skin. I will go out and look at myself in the sun, like if I'm out and about, if I'm looking at my makeup, checking how it's looking, I can't see any reflectiveness from like this, so I wouldn't even say it's shimmery. It's just like a kind of a satin finish. It's very natural. I can still use it to contour and I've had no problems personally. It just works really great for me and I love it, and even though it's really pricey it's lasted me so long. Like I think I've had this one for like 1.5 years or something like that, like a really ridiculous amount of time. So even if you're really wanting a good bronzer but you know you usually stick to cheap products or whatever, it actually could be worth just saving up with the money and getting one really good one that's going to last you for a couple years rather than going through some that aren't going to be as great, because I just haven't found anything in the drugstore to compare to this, to be honest. I just realised I don't have any drugstore ones in my selection. I didn't do it on purpose. I think the bronzer from the drugstore I like the most is the Maybelline one, but it's still not one of my favourites, but it is good. So I would recommend that if you do want a cheap one and you don't really care about, you know, splurging or anything, like you just want something to try out bronzer with, try the Maybelline one. It's a good starting point to see if you like the bronze glow. But yeah, those are my favourite bronzers. Let me know down below what your #1 favourite bronzer is. And now I'm going to talk about my 3 favourite bronzing brushes I like to use for contouring and bronzing, just brushes I use with my bronzer overall. So first of all, the only bronzer brush I will ever use, it is by my own brand, XoBeauty. This is the long handle one. We've actually made the handles a lot shorter, but I've had this one for like, I don't know, ever since I started my brand over 1 year ago. Still going strong and I just love it so much. This is a big synthetic brush, so you can use this for like anything. Like you could use it for your face powder or something, but I love it for bronzer. It just sweeps it over my face flawlessly. Watch any single one of my makeup tutorials, I'm probably using this for my bronzer. It's just so easy to blend out and it's just flawless, just easy. It gets the right amount of space on my face. I just love it. Like, I really love it. The next one is also by my brand. It is the small tapered face brush. I use this if I want a really bronze glow. I'll just use it for bronzer. Or if you've got a smaller face, this might be better because, you know, this is quite large. I've got a big head, by the way. Like, I actually do. Like, I've bought head chains before and they've been too small for me because my head is just too big. I've got a big head. Yeah, this one would be good for smaller faces or contouring. And I like to use this for contouring, and I will just literally put it on and go like that, and it's just a really good size. It's dome shaped, so it's just easy and it's just dense enough to really pack that colour on there, but it's still a little bit fluffy, so it blends it out as you go, so you don't have to use 2 different brushes. And then the other one I love, which is discontinued, but I am working on hopefully trying to make something similar. It's harder than people think, but I'm trying. This is the NARS, I think it's called the Ita Brush or the 21 brush, and it's literally just a thin brush that you like stick your product into and then just like go like that. Or what you can do if you want a similar effect, take your small tapered face brush, take like a straight surface and then put that down on your face and then literally just go like that, and it will put the line there for you. So those are my favorites. I hope this video helped you out a bit. And I will talk to you again soon. Let me know what kind of top 5 video you want to see next. Bye! First powder I have, which is my NARS one. This is in the shade Barcelona. I'm just going to spray a little bit of my all-nighter makeup setting spray because I am so sweaty that my makeup's going to come off before the end of this tutorial if I don't. It's so hot in here, and I've said that about 50 times already, but whatever.